everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Love for Intuitive Astrology. So my name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So today I will talk about the upcoming month of January 2025 already. So I think 2024 went really quickly and we're on to a new year. And this month of January is going to have so many aspects, different aspects. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, but it's definitely not all bad. There are really a lot of opportunities where you can see more clearly what it is that you want to do. It's really a month to heal yourself, to remove all the blocks. And as I say, right, like I read the astrology, so I read the bad aspects and also the good ones. But in my opinion, the more difficult aspects are the best ones, because this is where you're creating your character. This is where you're learning a lot and you're growing the most, okay? So even if in your natal chart, for example, you have a difficult chart, or these are actually the people that build a lot of character and they have a lot of lessons and they're learning a lot. And this is how you can grow out to be a teacher, for example. So I definitely wouldn't walk away from opportunities where you can heal, okay? I love to give good news, but for me, even a difficult aspect is good news, because we have day and we have night, and without the darkness, we cannot see the light, right? So they have to work together. So sometimes you have to dive deep within your psyche. And at the same time, we're having this influence where we have a lot of planets together in Pisces and Aquarius, which are gonna awaken a lot of spiritual insights. Some of you are actually going to literally awaken, or you're going to awaken to specific situations. And I'm going to talk to you about all these alignments. So let's talk about this month a little bit in general, and then we're going to move to each and every single sign. So obviously we're going to have this Mars retrograde opposite Pluto, more or less up until the 17th of January. So this is good news. After that, this really tense planet is going to be done. And obviously when Mars is going direct, the opposition will happen again, but at least the tension of the retrograde is going to be gone, because when Mars is direct, actually Pluto and Mars can create a lot of energy towards projects. It's just now that Mars is retrograde, you want to move forward, but you really can't, because Mars is kind of holding you back and is saying, listen, did you finish everything that you've done before? Did you take enough rest? Or are you maybe tired? Maybe you're tired, so you cannot give all your energy when the energy is not really there. So you will see that when Mars retrograde is still out there up until the 23rd of February, you're still going to have a bit of exhaustion, or you have energy and then suddenly it's not there anymore. It's like gone. On the 6th of January, you're going to have Mars going from Leo into Cancer. This is a bit of a different energy, because Mars loves to be in the sign of Leo. This is a more energetic energy, okay? And this has to do with creativity and feeling a bit more insecure, like thinking like, am I doing good enough, or should I do better? So these wounds might be coming up in whatever area Leo is in your chart. And when we go to Cancer, so Mars in a water sign. So imagine water is literally putting down fire, right? So it doesn't want to be in a water sign, because Mars wants to take action, but which way? Because in the water, it kind of dissolves. So leading by intuition would be the strongest, right? Leading by intuition, and also knowing when you shouldn't take too much action physically, mentally. Give yourself the rest that you need in the capability that you have, right? Like if you have to work, Take some breaks sometimes, sit down when you need to, and really allow yourself to recover. Then we have, up until the 10th of January, there is a square between Mercury and Neptune. And Neptune is still in Pisces, very, very close to the North Node. And on the 29th, actually, the North Node is going to be in Pisces. So this is going to be in alignment with Neptune. I made a video about the North Node in Pisces more extensively, like what it means. But definitely there's a huge urge of creativity in general in January, because we have a lot of aspects with Uranus. So the sun, and I'm going to explain that to you in a bit, but there will be a lot of creativity. So you might be picking up some hobbies or something, some creative ideas that you had before. You might rethink about doing that again. And when Mars is going direct, you can act on those. But yeah, after we do also have Venus retrograde. So it is quite a long period where you're kind of preparing, you're kind of rounding up the old, and also you're really working on this spiritual journey. So take this opportunity, because this is a massive worldwide awakening that can happen if you're open to it, okay? So with more higher vibration, more darkness comes to the surface. And so you first have this split, right? When the energies go up, you get a bit of chaos. Because what do we do with this high energies? That's a bit uncomfortable, especially to everything that is so nice and suppressed, and it needs to come out on a personal level, but also on a worldwide level. So the more open you are to growth, the easier this journey is going to be. And you're gonna have a lot of aha moments, like, wow, I had no idea that was happening in my life, okay? There is this conjunction as well, and this is gonna be around the 19th of January up until more or less the end of the month. It's going to be Saturn and I was talking about Mercury square Neptune. Okay, let me finish that. So that's creating a bit of foggy communication, okay? So that's going to be up until the 10th of January. And then the alignment of Saturn and Venus. So what is Saturn? Saturn is a planet of karma, right? It rules the 12th house related to subconscious feelings, past lives. And not only do we have the North Node by the end of the month in Pisces, we have Neptune there, we have Saturn there, we have Venus there. So we're going to resolve a lot of old patterns. Plus Mars retrograde, also in a water sign. So when we look at Cancer, this is a water sign, rules the 4th house. This is family patterns. And as you know, water has memory. So you're working on changing your memory, changing the patterns within your body so you can move forward in a different vibration. You know, when you pass in your life, when you move on from something and you look back and it's like it never happened, or it feels like a dream, like it wasn't really happening. So this is very much related to water. And water likes to go back to the past and heal. So go back and heal patterns of your ancestors, of your parents, and also of your own past. And if you want, you can also do like some type of past life regression. This also has to do with money. So, you know, what are your thoughts about money? Like, how do you see money? Are you attached to it? Is it important for you? Because sometimes you put a block on your money because you're so attached to having it, and you have this belief system that you have to work so hard to get any type of, you know, money. So these lessons will come up, and the same with love. What is love to you? And looking at Pisces, Pisces wants ultimate, true soulmate love. And I know that people here who have Venus in Pisces in their natal chart, they are romantics, okay? They in their soul, they want someone that matches their soul, like a soulmate. So Saturn here is going to tell you, like, wait, you want a soulmate. What is it that needs to be done in order to get there. And if you're already in a relationship, it might be bringing up some lessons in your current relationship, or you're going to close down some memories from past relationships. Because sometimes we can still have soul ties to people from the past, right? And especially when you are sleeping with people, you create all these cords with them. And it's always good to do like forgiveness sessions and in order to move on, because they can still be attached to you. And the more you forgive yourself, break the cords, you are setting yourself free. And sometimes even you can make space for someone to enter your life that is better suited for you. So look into that. That's, I think, a very prominent thing, that sometimes we're so fixated on one person that we're missing the right person, right? Because we think they have to look a certain way, be a certain way, and sometimes it's not really what you have in mind in your head, right? We have to trust that the right person is going to come towards you. So then we have a full moon in Cancer on the 13th of January 2025. This will happen at 23 degrees and 59 minutes. So check if you have any planets at 20 or around 20. I cannot say 23 degrees in Cancer. And this full moon is in a conjunction with Mars retrograde. Yay, more stuff. Let's go. This is a challenge, guys. Like, I really want to lift you up a little bit because actually let these emotions out. It's totally okay. You know, this toxic positivity is not always working. You will become more positive when you actually allow yourself to talk about it, to feel it. And the trick is to sit in it and to let it go. So all the anger that's coming up, if you need to cry, if you need to scream, find healthy ways to release this. What I do very much like is that this is a very creative full moon. Not only Cancer is a very creative sign, right? Cancers are very creative, same as Capricorns. They can be super creative. I know not many people talk about it. And the sun is trine Uranus and sextile. The moon is sextile Uranus. And Uranus is, for now, is retrograde, but is going to station direct on the 30th of January. So yeah, again, old ideas coming back. Maybe you forgot about it. You're going to bring it back. It can be literally a shake-up. Like, remember this or remember that. Maybe this is something that you need to bring back, a passion that you need to bring back into your life. So you're making life easier for yourself, okay? And we also have a beautiful aspect from Neptune to the moon. So very creative, very spiritual energy. I would definitely do a meditation or a walk. Allow your feelings to show you what needs healing. This is the most healing time, a very, very spiritual time, okay? This is where a lot of people can have so many realizations. And also Mars retrograde is in a trine with Neptune. So a lot of creativity, inspiration, ideas are going to come up during this full moon. See, what do we have as well? Yeah, the moon and the sun are in a square with Chiron. So healing, taking layers off is massive. Then we're going to the 29th of January. So we have a new moon in Aquarius, and this is going to be at 9 degrees. So if you have any planets around 9 degrees in Aquarius, then yeah, this new moon will quite impact you, especially if you're in Aquarius, because we have so many planets in Aquarius and also in Pisces. So these two signs especially will see a lot of changes, but let's wait until your sign when we're going to talk about that to see more specifically the houses. So this new moon is in alignment with Mercury. It's not a very close conjunction, okay, but it's still there, and Pluto. So there is an opportunity this month for massive transformation, because as you know, the sun will past Pluto, especially around the 21st of January, you will feel this need to break free. I want to break free. I'm gonna, people are gonna do a bit of irrational things because they feel like I want to break free. We have Uranus in an aspect with Mars and Venus, and this is both sextile, so it's a positive thing. So you're gonna feel uplifted, rebellious, super creative. We have the North Node now conjunct Neptune and Venus and Saturn. So you mean serious business when you're starting something creative, working towards something behind the scenes. Maybe not the time to launch it yet, but you're definitely on a roll this month. So this is a month full of ideas. Then we have the sun and the moon trining Jupiter, right? And Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini. So writing, creating, whatever creativity means to you, whatever creating means to you, this is the time to self-express and really, go dive deep into these talents and follow your heart. What does your soul want to do, right? Aquarius and Pisces are really keen on breaking free, doing something with a vision towards the future. But how can we go towards the future? That's Aquarius. We have to heal the past. This is Pisces. Pisces says, hey, we have to heal the past. We have to rewrite the past. And we have to think, is the past really how it went? Right? In so many levels. Is it really how we think it went? And the beautiful thing is that the more awakened you become, the more questions you have, the more you know what you don't know. So when I see people that say, trust me, I know, trust me, I know. No, you don't. We suspect things. We are gathering information according to what we think is true. But literally, if people don't resonate with me as well, like I'm just want to make people think. But it's so good to make up your own mind and to discern information, okay? Especially when they say, trust me, I know. Or I healed so many people with all these big stories. Watch out for big stories. People to say that healed many people. In spirituality, rule number 1 is be humble. Okay, no need to brag about all the achievements. So yeah, it's a massive time where a lot of teachers coming out that don't want so good for everyone. So watch for the bragging. That's a number 1 sign. Let's go to the signs, because otherwise I keep talking forever. Okay, there we go. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you. Okay, we have... Okay, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Cancer in your 4th house. So there will definitely be some emotions that are coming up regarding your family, okay? Your family situation, maybe old frustrations or emotions are coming back that you felt like from your childhood, okay? And if you have chosen a direction of career based on your family's wishes, you kind of, or any anger towards your career, maybe on belief systems from your roots, your culture, where you come from, your family, listen to this anger because it's really telling you a story. And we have this new moon in Aquarius in your 11th house. So this is very much based on your friendships. You're really craving this new community and you might just find a new one or do some sort of workshop. You can teach a workshop or you can attend a workshop. It's a great day for networking, sharing your knowledge, sharing, posting something on social media, right? It's just that Mars retrograde is not good to launch something like a new business, but you can definitely launch something with a huge important message from a business that you already have if you want to share something, right? You have Jupiter in the 3rd house, so your words are so strong right now, and people really want to listen to what you have to share, Aries. And we have Saturn, Venus, and Neptune all in the 12th house. So a massive time for you to break through barriers and to grow spiritually. Go and do some meditations, because you're really in a time where you can awaken on so many levels. Okay. Look at that. You're going to let go a lot of things from the heart. So I'm having heart chakra. Okay. Emotional loss, discontentment, and boredom. So you're letting go of, what is boredom? This restless feeling. Maybe it's good to be bored for a little while to make you realize what it is that you truly want. So the loss is going to be processed. So it's definitely a loss of the old self. You're letting go of so many things and you're shredding so much skin. You're not going to be able to recognize yourself anymore. Especially after this year. Look at that. You're going to be a triumph. So yeah, stay in your beliefs. And there's going to be so much emphasis on spirituality. It's good to do some voluntary work, some donations, offer something to the world sometimes for free. That's really going to even amplify your spirituality, because when you give, you receive. Always remember that. So that's my message for you, my Aries. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this full moon in Cancer in your 3rd house, and it will be in a conjunction with Mars. And this is really very much related to your siblings. So there might be some frustrations or emotions coming up towards your siblings. Your communication, watch a little bit with your communication, right? Because you might be saying something that later you regret, which is very much an emotional reaction, because Mars is retrograde with the moon in Cancer, which is about your emotions. And they might as well be very valid, because Cancer is a very intuitive sign. So anything that you're feeling, they might be very valid. Just look at how you bring that to the world, right? How you bring these emotions forward. Be careful with driving. Don't drive very angry, or hangry, right? So be aware of your transportation. The same, it's not a really good time to buy a car, not yet. I would wait personally until Mars retrograde is direct. So you have a better opportunity to buy a car. Then we have this new moon in your 10th house of career. You might be making massive changes in your career or planning to do so. You might be doing something, I don't know, working in a farm, and now you're going to be psychologist. I'm just naming something. But you're changing something. You want to break free from a certain situation, or you're making plans to do so, okay? You're definitely on a process of doing something else or changing something in the environment that you're already in. You might be bringing in your job a lot of new ideas, and they could be either appreciated or maybe you will get some backlash, but then later on people really see that your ideas are very much valid. Jupiter is in the 2nd house, so it's a very good time for money and income. And Neptune, Mars, the North Node, and Saturn are all going to be towards the end of the month in your 11th house. So great time for workshops, spiritual development, spiritual workshops, creative workshops, sharing your gifts, showing the world your creativity, because a lot of you are very, very creative, and it's time to maybe, because the South Node is going into the 5th house, so maybe it's time to stop doing it behind the scenes and present it to the world, your gifts and your skills. Throat chakra. So some of you want to speak up about something. All right, this has to do with power. So if you feel that you're being controlled by someone, or you feel like someone is trying to shut you up in some ways, Pluto is in the 10th house, so this is very often related to authority figures or friends. It's maybe time to speak up and say how you feel, okay? So be patient about it, okay? Be patient, find the right time to do so. I'm getting, yeah, this might be a loss. So you're afraid maybe to lose someone when you're talking about how you're feeling. But do remember, Taurus, that if someone is walking away from you speaking up from the heart, they weren't truly meant to be there in the first place, right? So that's my message for you. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Cancer in your second house. This is related to your income and your money. And you might be feeling a bit upset about your earnings, or you just want to earn a bit more money. Also, be aware with banks or banking, your bank system, if that everything is organized and working well. This might as well be a day where you lose your bank card in the ATM machine. You know, these kind of silly things could be happening with this placement. Some very good aspects. I believe that you are in a very transformative month, Gemini. We have this new moon in Aquarius in the 9th house, and we have this huge, it's almost like a stellium. We have this new moon in Aquarius and Mercury and Pluto all in the 9th house. So you want to break free and maybe share some beliefs, belief system. You might be having a really good message that you want to share. You could be going on a very prominent trip that is going to give you a lot of freedom, bringing a lot of lessons to you. And this could even be a far away trip or a city trip. We have Saturn, Venus, North Node, and Neptune all in the 10th house. So if you're in a creative business, wow, you are able to show so much more of yourself. So the more you create from the heart, especially if you have midheaven, cusp, Pisces, it's important to create from the soul. That's gonna do so much good. You're gonna have the best impact since all these creative signs are there. And Saturn is serious about it. You know, you're serious about what it is that you want to do. So I'm getting crown chakra. You might be feeling a little bit low on energy, but you have Jupiter in the first house, giving you some optimism. And you're kind of feeling like no matter what happens right now, what is going on in the world, I'm going to follow my path. I'm going to go after what it is that is good for me. Yeah, partnerships and alliances. So you might be doing some type of collaboration. The South Node is gone by the end of the month out of Libra. So it's going into Virgo. So it's better for collaborations for sure after the end of the month. We get third eye chakra. So visions, ideas. You might have a breakthrough in the way you teach, in the way you present something. And a teacher doesn't have to be a literal teacher. It can be someone that, you know, maybe you have to present something at work or write something, and you might be able to find a new system that would be very creative. So yeah, that's my message for you, my lovely Gemini. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So obviously this full moon is going to be in your sign. So check out if you have any planets around 23 degrees in Cancer. And it's going to be in a conjunction with Mars retrograde. So any frustrations could be coming up. Like, for example, you've been giving too much of yourself away. You feel like you've been giving too much. These frustrations might be coming up. If you've been out of alignment, out of your own authenticity, because you had to work, because you have to be, I don't know, with the in-laws or something like that, these frustrations will tell you maybe it's time to take it a bit more easy and to first recharge yourself before you give again. Then we have this new moon in Aquarius in the 8th house, very much related to your finances. There could be some changes there, some income, but also what are you going to do with this income? How are you going to distribute it? This could be related to a court case, insurance, taxes, papers. Just have a look at it. But it can definitely be a gift from the universe since it's in a trine with Jupiter, which is in the 12th house. This is a past life gift if money is coming your way. At the same time, you're able to break free because Aquarius is breaking free from old patterns that have been holding you back, cycles that kept repeating itself. Now you're able to see them more clearly and break them. And we have the North Node, Venus, and Saturn in the 9th house, Neptune, and this is going to be massive spiritual awakening. You could be going to a retreat, traveling for a retreat. This is where you can break a lot of cycles this month. So you could travel the second part of the month, and this will really impact you in so many ways. You might be teaching yourself and have a huge impact with what you have to share, but you really have this access this month of your inner world, and you will find the right words to explain them or to let people feel something again in a way that your work or your words are gonna touch people. So yeah, there's a lot of creativity there and a lot of opportunities to break cycles. Obstacles and challenges, because some of you have had some obstacles and challenges. But look at that. This was your transformation, 8th house, your transformation. So much transformation happening for you. Fulfillment of wishes. So keep going. Actually, if sometimes you need to let go of certain emotions, they are making space for good things to come. So remember that they are making space for good things to come. So that's my message for you, my amazing Cancer. I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have Mars retrograde in the 12th house. And this will be emphasized during this full moon in the sign of Cancer. And this full moon is in a conjunction with Mars retrograde, and you'll feel a bit frustrated because you want to move, you want to do things, and the energy might be a bit lower than usual. So listen to your body. If you feel you need to rest, rest. If you feel you need to sleep, sleep. Meditation, journaling, writing, and there is this weird energy because Jupiter's in the 11th house. So have fun with friends, go home and do your journal, right? Find the right balance here this month of having fun, because Jupiter in the 11th house is all about having fun, having a good time, connecting with friends, but don't overdo it. Listen to your body when it says it needs to rest. During your social everything, right? You might be meeting someone from the past, okay? Because Mars is in a retrograde in the 12th house. There's this new moon in Aquarius in the 7th house. So just be aware, like, what the energy is after Mars retrograde. And especially if you can wait, if you know what I mean. This will help because Mars is related to that. So if you can wait a little bit, I know that's maybe long, but that will help. Because there is, for some of you, an opportunity to meet someone. And this could be a friend that's going to be more. But see on the long term how that's going to result. Because I would say the Mars retrograde in the 12th house can be a bit tricky. Then we have Neptune, Venus, Saturn, and the North Node in the 8th house. Watch out with overspending or investing too much money. Because you might be a little bit in this elusive dream state and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna, I'm gonna invest big, but then you might actually lose some of the money, or it wouldn't be as good as it seems because there's a little bit of pink colored glasses. Same in relationships, okay? If you're already in a relationship, then this is a time where you can go through massive transformation. You can have a bit of a romantic time, talk to each other, have some open conversations, and this is especially, right, more at the end of the month. And that's gonna help you transform. Intuition. Listen to your intuition, right? Some people don't want to be in a relationship. This is also for business relationships and also to one-on-one clients. So if you're you work with one-on-one with clients, oh my god, I cannot finish my sentence, then yeah, you can have a transformative time, or you really can touch a lot of your clients in a good way, material harvest. So you could be attracting a lot of money. Just be wise on how you spend it, okay? Solitude and awareness. So after having fun, doing your fun stuff, you going back home and you're coming back journaling, reading, writing, and removing some of your doubts even, I would say. Things that may be hurting. And then you can go out to share things with your friends or to find a soothing community. And yeah, that would be my message for you, my lovely Leos. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this Mars retrograde, this full moon in Cancer in your 11th house. And this is related to your friends, so watch out with friends. There might be some frustrations coming up with friends, or like old anger, maybe even with past friends or things that they've done to you, maybe even things you've done to them. This anger coming up, and it's time to forgive, to let go of this anger, or even, I would say, like certain groups or people that you relate to. And now you can heal that part. This new moon in Aquarius is in your 6th house, evaluating your health. So it's important to eat healthy. And we've had Christmas and New Year's, and life is about balance. I'm definitely not the person that's gonna say like extremes. Like, this is my opinion. What I've seen in my life is when people go into extremes, they later snap and go into the other extreme. In my opinion, balance is the best, because then you don't get attached. It's not becoming an addiction or something special. You just, your day-to-day routine, okay? You can sometimes eat something unhealthy and, balance it out. But everyone has their own opinion. Listen to your body. Your body knows best, because everyone is different. Nobody is the same. So do what works for your body. You can do something like Ayurveda, or go to an acupuncturist to check the state of your body, or go to a doctor, or all of those, right? There might be some changes in your work situation. And this could be actually a good change. Some of you might get a promotion. With Mars retrograde, usually it's not very good to start something new. But if you get a promotion within your company, it's actually, or get an offer from a previous company, this is definitely something you can take. You have Jupiter in the 10th house, and this new moon is making a beautiful trine to this 10th house Jupiter. So a lot of career opportunities for you this year, Virgo. Lots, especially Virgo rising. And then we have Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node in the 7th house. The love you're going to attract, you could be attracting someone new. And it's just like is this person what they really seem to be? Because your Saturn wants to look for someone serious, and Venus and Neptune are a little bit pink-colored glasses. So get to know someone really well until Mars retrograde is over. You will see what they are really like. If you're in a relationship, it's time to do something romantic together. Do some surprise or something fun, right? The universe already is sometimes so harsh. So sometimes it's good to have a little treat. The waiting game. So some Virgos are a bit frustrated. You might be having so many ideas. We have so many aspects with Neptune and Uranus. And Uranus in your 9th house is like you're having so many ideas. A lot of information is coming in, but it's maybe not the 100% the right time to act on it. Material and spiritual prosperity. So that is coming for you, especially when it comes to your career. And the South Node is out of the 2nd house, so no more draining that money all the time. So good news. Movement, choices, and decisions. Don't rush your decisions. Take your time. Don't rush. Do some workouts with all these planets in the 6th house. Do some workouts. Treat your body like a temple. And you're going to be fine. So that's my message for you, my lovely, lovely Virgo. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Cancer in your 10th house. This is related to your career. There might be some shifts happening there. You could be having some frustrations or some feelings that coming up around this full moon. If you feel it's too intense, you don't want to lose your job, take a day off maybe, or do some meditation before you're going to your job, because the frustrations can be higher than usual. Then we have Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and the North Node by the end of the month in your 6th house. So this is very good for creative jobs and your creativity. So you might be having a lot of ideas. And the frustration could literally be that you have so many beautiful ideas, but you feel like maybe you're not completely listened to. And then this new one in Aquarius is in the 5th house. So lots of creativity, work on your hobbies, and stick with your truth, because this new moon is in a trine with Jupiter in the 9th house. So actually what you're creating is something that you could teach either in your job, or you could do that on the side, or think about starting to do something on the side, okay? The South Node is out of the 1st house, so this is really nice. It's going to the 12th house in Virgo, and the North Node is in the 6th house, so your routines are going to be very important, and it's a little bit less about rest and a little bit more about doing, which is going to be contradictive with this Mars retrograde. So in a way, balance the North Node and the South Node. So work hard, take your rest, create, because there's going to be all these ideas that are going to come up. Some of you are traveling overseas, and there you're going to explore a lot of ideas for yourself, or figuring out some talents that maybe you didn't know you had. If you don't want kids, be careful. If you do want kids, this is a good time. Balance. So balance through your spiritual journey. So do your meditation as part of your routine, 6th house in Pisces. Emotional loss and prosperity begins. So sometimes one thing has to go as something new is coming in for you. So it might be time to think about a new job, or even a new type of work. Maybe you feel that the job that you're in is not suiting you so well anymore. Yeah. So there might be some disruptions, or things are going to get really difficult. These are usually signs that it's no longer a place for you. But listen in your heart and give it time. This is not a time to make rash decisions. So take it one step at a time. Do your nice travel if you can travel. Do some study that you're very interested in. Read the books you're interested in and explore your hobbies, your creativity, because this month you're going to have a lot of ideas and they're going to be very good ones. So that's my message for you, my lovely, lovely Libra. And until next time, let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Cancer in your 9th house. This has to do with traveling. So if you're traveling, be aware that there could be some frustrations coming up. Make sure that you plan everything well. And if you can avoid traveling during Mars retrograde or travel after the 23rd of February, I would recommend it. But if you don't have any other way, then, you know, go there, do your planning well as much as you can, and there could be some frustrations coming up. Even if you would visit, like a love, for example, you go back to a certain place, it might not be as nice as you thought it would be, or as you thought it would be. Then we have this new moon in Aquarius in the 4th house. Massive transformation when it comes to your family. There might be some changes happening, that you're breaking free from a certain situation, from certain patterns, or actually you're going to speak about something and that's going to change a lot in your family. The housing situation, there might be a breakthrough if you're working on a project. If you want to sell or buy a house, you can, but we do have Mars retrograde, so be a bit more careful. But this might be some news coming up regarding your living situation. You might be finding something that will be very prominent. Saturn, Venus, and Neptune are in the 5th house. And the North Node moved into Pisces also during this new moon on the 29th. And this is bringing a huge creative urge, a lot of creative ideas, and Saturn is grounding these hobbies, these ideas. So you could be using them for maybe you're bringing back a hobby that you turn into a job, or you're just starting a new hobby because you want to enjoy yourself doing that, right? This is a great time for romance. Saturn in the 5th house doesn't want to be like playing around. This is really more serious love. And now we have Neptune and Venus there as well, and the North Node. You can have some romantic time with your partner. And if you're looking for love, this could be a good time as well. We do have Mars retrograde again, so make sure that the intentions are good and it's not a past life payback, because sometimes that happens with Mars retrograde, I've seen with clients. But yeah, this new moon is in a beautiful trine with Neptune in the 8th house. So whatever is happening with the family, maybe you're being gifted money from the family, or a house is bringing in lots of money for you. There's a chance of money coming in through different sources. Nice surprises of money. Harmony. Rest and rejuvenate. So some of you need some rest. So Mars retrograde in the 9th house as well. If you travel, don't try to do too much. Rest and refine your balance. We have this new moon in the 4th house. It's about finding your base. Again, base chakra, okay? Rooting yourself into the earth so that you're not floating everywhere, but that you feel comfortable in your own skin. Being grounded, because if you're in your mind and you're up in the air, that's usually when you're not very grounded. It's a very nice place to be, but you can also run out of energy quickly, or you're not really seeing clearly what is going on. And I have had this in my spiritual journey, that I'm a bit up in the air and I'm not seeing the situation for what it really is, because I'm not grounded. So I really had to teach myself to be grounded, so I have a better overview of what is truly happening around me. So yeah, that's my message for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Cancer in the 8th house. So time to have an overview of your insurance, your taxes, your papers. There might be some frustrations with your accountant or with insurance companies, pension companies, I don't know, that you might have some disagreement with. So make sure to arrange and double check everything, and that you are with the right company as well. This is also a time where you can break free from certain cycles of shame, even something that you feel shameful about, or cycles regarding your sexuality that you're removing, and you're going more internally, and you're going to release this anger and pain of that cycle. Could also be something related to family, because Cancer is about family. So certain cycles that upset you, you're ready to let them go and break this pattern. This new moon in Aquarius is going to be in your 3rd house. This could mean that you're going on a trip by the end of the month. Some of you are even looking for a house. You might be traveling to look for a place to live. We have Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and the North Node in the 4th house. And Saturn is really looking for something long-term, but it might not even be an easy process. But now there's 2 planets and the North Node backing you up, making the process a bit easier. But still, I would recommend to move when Saturn is out of your 4th house. You can check that in your natal chart. I would recommend that. Changes and transformations happening in the relationship with your siblings. You might be reconnecting, coming to a certain agreement, and seeing each other in a different light. Maybe you were, not letting each other free enough. So it's like breaking free and allowing the person to be who they are, because sometimes you want to control how other people should be. And sometimes it's about accepting, this is how they are, this is how I am, and let's work together this way. If you're into writing online, all these things, your communication might be very prominent, and you might be sharing a lot of interesting messages that could touch a lot of people. Look at this. We have spiritual union. Don't forget, you have Jupiter in the 7th house there. So some of you this year definitely have a chance to meet someone that is a lasting partner. And then we have another card, partnerships and alliances. So business partnerships, romantic partnerships, and this is definitely someone that you have great conversations with. Fulfillment of wishes. So some of you are going to have a pretty good year, especially when it comes to love and marriage. So be open, meet people, be open, be yourself, and you can meet someone very prominent that is a really good match for you, Sagittarius. So that's my message for you. And I hope to see you next time. Let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have this full moon in Cancer on the 13th of January in your 7th house. And it's in a conjunction with Mars retrograde. So some of you, if you're in a relationship, a few irritations or anger might be coming up regarding your romantic partner. The same could be with a business partner that you're with, that you're feeling a little bit more frustrated. Make sure to have healthy ways of communicating with each other. Mars is just showing you what you already have been feeling, but you kind of ignored. So now it's time to bring it up so you can talk about it and you can kind of let it go, right? So it doesn't have to be anything major. If you're with the right person, you can definitely share anything that you want off your chest, because that person will understand why you're saying what you're saying, unless it's completely irrational, right? But Yeah, and then we have this new moon in Aquarius in the second house. So this is a massive opportunity. And I just want to go back to this full moon, because if you're single and you're like, I don't have a partner, this is also related to maybe past anger towards exes or people from the past. And it might be that someone is coming back that you still need to solve something with. If you want to know if it's lasting, you will know after Mars is stationing direct, okay? If you say, I don't feel any anger, I don't feel anything, there's nothing to revise, because it's just bringing you back something that you already have been feeling, but you kind of suppressed and you didn't know it was there. So if there's nothing, you don't have to really go back to that, right? So this new moon in Aquarius might just bring you some extra income. It's in a beautiful trine with Jupiter in the 6th house. So you could be having more clients. There could be a bonus from work or a raise in your salary. So more income could be coming in, but you're going to have to learn how to distribute it, not spend too much, not hold on to it too much, but make a fine line in between. You might be resetting your prices according to what you think you deserve, according to your services, because the second house is very related to your self-worth as well. We have Saturn, Neptune, and Venus, and the North Node in your 3rd house. So your writing skills are going to be very prominent, very creative. If you're a creative storyteller, you could be making a huge impact. There might be a little trip for you. This could be a trip for work. You might go a weekend away. Swimming is very good if you're going to be away for a few days. Okay, look at that. We have balance. It looks like you're finding your balance and things are going a lot smoother for you. You will see that the biggest frustration, especially after the beginning of January, is going to be gone, and you're gonna come closer to the things that you want to do. I'm getting base chakra and crown chakra, so you're grounding yourself really well. I don't know if you've been working on meditation or your chakras, but you're gonna be more in alignment with your purpose, with what you want to do, and that's bringing you towards success. So keep going with what you're doing. Know that you deserve all the success in the world. Yeah, and there might be more clients or a new job coming in, especially after Mars and Venus retrograde. That would be a better time for you to switch to a new company. But if you get an offer from the same company or more clients or a company from the past, that would definitely go for it if your intuition is telling you to do that. So that's my message for you, my lovely Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Cancer in your 6th house. And this is bringing you back to your body. Do you need to eat healthy? Some of you actually might be getting a fever, because Mars is really related to fevers or hot flashes, hormones. So they might be a bit wacky, especially since it's in a water sign. This is indicating that something in your body might need a bit of readjustment, unless it's menopause. Okay, I'm not judging that, but it might be heightened during this time. So work on your diet. Don't do too many sports or too little sports. Find a fine line in the middle. It's not a time to go too hard on something, going to the gym, getting a lot of muscles. Not the best time, okay? So give yourself a break when you're tired and work on those routines. There might be some frustrations as well with colleagues. So some disagreements or some irritations towards colleagues, or them towards you, they towards you. I don't know how to say that correctly. So yeah, meditate, go to your work, and if you want to talk about something, find the right timing to do so. Then we have a new moon in your sign. First of all, happy birthday to my lovely sun sign Aquarius. It's going to be a pretty prominent month for you, especially early birthday Aquarius or early rising or moon. Because we have Pluto, Mercury, this new moon, and this new moon is in a trine with Jupiter in the 5th house. So you might as well come out with new skills that you want to show the world. You've been transforming a lot, and I feel a lot of you are changing a lot about who you are, how you present yourself, and maybe you want to show the world, you know, how much you've changed and how much you worked on yourself. And you might want to inspire other people to do the same. This is also a good time that for maybe, I would say dating, but also we have Mars retrograde. So if you meet someone, wait until after Mars is direct to see what this relationship or this dating process is all about. And then we have Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and the North Node in the 2nd house. So there might be an improvement there in your finances. Just be aware that if you gain more money, that you don't also spend more money. This is a very classic thing related to Neptune. New beginning. Look at that. This new moon is going to set a huge new beginning. We not only have Pluto now in your sign, it's like everything is going to change for you. In a few years, you're not going to know like what happened. Like you're going to be a completely new person. And maybe you were being put on a hold for a while in order to really internalize like what it is that you want to change, and looking at your self-worth as well, like how much you feel you're worthy. And then I'm getting fulfillment of wishes. So these changes might trigger some envy or jealousy in other people. And I always say, when people start to get jealous, you're doing something right, okay? You will always have someone trying to block you on your journey or trying to do something to stop you. I had it as well when I started my YouTube channel. I had a few colleagues because I was still working in an office, and they went out of their way to buy dislikes for my channel and on my videos. And it made me really, really sad at the time. But now I'm like, you know what? It didn't stop me. And now I'm doing it full time. So it's okay. I knew what I had to do, and you know what you have to do, and stick to your heart, Aquarius. Stick to your heart. You know, don't go into the fear, because people like you in fear, right? When you're fearful and small, that's where people want to have you, because that feels comfortable for them. And if you're doing different things and you're going out of the box, and you're ruled by Uranus, so out of the box is your nickname, right? Do your thing. Also, if you want to get pregnant this year or have a child, this is a good year to conceive. So yeah, all the best to you. And don't stay small to please other people. Just want to say that. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, Sun and Rising, for you, we have this full moon in the sign of Cancer in your 5th house, and it's in a conjunction with Mars retrograde. So there might be some frustrations that maybe you want to finish something, or you want to finish like a project and you're kind of being held back, and that's bringing some frustrations, things that usually go very easily for you. There might be a little bit of restriction there, but towards the end of the month, that will shift, because then we have this new moon in Aquarius where you're going to be put a little bit to a pause, like relax, take some time for yourself, treat yourself well. Some of you might even have prophetic dreams or predictive dreams, or something that's going to tell you something which way to go next. The North Node is moving into your sign, so this is a change, a shift of direction for you. So sometimes we need to be put on hold to shift your direction. Jupiter's in the 4th house, and it's trining this new moon in the 12th house. So being at home is going to feel very good. Being with family, you're going to feel that you can relate to them. It also can be that you're selling a house, buying a house. Just make sure that all of it, I mean, if you can wait until Mars is direct, I would do that. But if you can, just make sure that all the arrangements are well done. With Mars retrograde in the 5th house, be aware with some frustrations with your relationship or your children. There might be a little bit of a clash there. Well, spend some time with your family, right? With your parents or your created family. I mean, your friends that feel like family, right? Visit them, go to your siblings, and, you know, come back to yourself, and then you can go back to your partner. And if you're single, this is a time where someone might be coming back or contacting you, and it's really up to you how you're going to deal with that, okay? How you're going to deal with that. And you have an opportunity to close down a massive cycle. Meditation is good for you. Saturn is with all these planets in your 1st house, so it makes you very creative. Maybe you even want to change your looks. You're gonna get a haircut, buy new clothes, or in general, you have very creative ideas for a new direction you want to take. The North Node is going to be in the 1st house, and the South Node is in the 7th, okay? So we have Mars retrograde in the 5th, and the South Node is in the 7th. So some of you, if a relationship is wacky, okay, there will be some result of that. And I don't want you to be scared of it, because it's already showing you what wasn't working, what you were trying to hold together. And in some way, someone from the past could be coming back. Also with this South Node in Virgo in the 7th house. Your intuition is going to be extremely heightened, especially when you take some rest. Go to the beach, stay at home, do some journaling. By the end of the month especially, your intuition is valid, because you know what? New beginnings. This is time to love yourself. And what does loving yourself mean? What does that entail? This question is going to get some answers from you. Solitude. So you're going to spend some time alone. You're going to prepare for your season to come, for where you're going to take more action. And also look at that. You're ready either for a spiritual union or you're working towards one. So know that you deserve love, and to attract love, you have to become love. So that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Thank you so much.